All right, well, thanks so much for joining us, Coach Lloyd. Welcome to Tucson. You're coming from a good situation, so was it a no-brainer to take this job when it was offered, or was it something you had to ponder a little bit?
I was coming from a great situation, and it was a no-brainer. I mean, for me, I made it real simple. I never played the, look for job game, or is this a good job, this a bad job. I just did the best job I could at the job I had. But as I kind of spent more time at Gonzaga and kind of whatever, had more success, got better as a coach, I kind of decided it was really simple. I was either going to stay at Gonzaga forever, or if I ever got a chance to come down here and be the head coach, I'd come to Arizona. I mean, it wasn't any more complicated than that. So when the opportunity came, I wrapped my arms around it.
So when you were here a couple years ago and somebody would have said to you at the time, hey, you're going to be the head coach here at McHale in less than a couple of years, what would you have said if you heard that at that time?
You're crazy. That's probably not realistic. And I didn't even know if it was realistic this time around. I understand I'm an assistant coach. I understand I didn't play here, So, I mean, there were reasons to look elsewhere. But when the opportunity came for me to, state my case or show that I'm, worthy of this job, I wrapped my arms around it and gave it everything I had.
You seemed to push back a touch yesterday when you were asked about the international recruiting, and that was something that you needed to do. Do you take as much pride in recruiting a United States player as you do an international player?
100%. Like for me, the international recruiting, it's a unique thing I do and have done, and we've had a lot of success at it. And it was necessary for Gonzaga to do that, and it's really opened up a lot of doors for me. But it was never about international versus America. It was about finding the best players for Gonzaga. And that's what I'm going to do at Arizona. I know you have to have a good mix on your roster. I don't ever want to have a roster that's, so far one way and not the other. And at the end of the day, I always look at things on a case-by-case scenario. Is this the right place for that kid at that time? And the same thing for our program. So that's how I'm always going to approach it.
When it comes to the sanctions, none of the people who were accused of doing the wrongdoing are still here, and there was a self-imposed one-year ban. Does that make you optimistic that it may not be that harsh a penalty, or do you just not worry about things that aren't in your control?
100%. I'm not worrying about what I can't control, and I respect the process, and I'm grateful to be here. And I understand for me to be here, I couldn't come here and probably under perfect conditions. So, for me, it's part of what I accepted to do. So I have no problem with it, and whatever happens, I'm going to be prepared to deal moving forward.
I'm not going to ask you about every player on the roster, but maybe one or two. There was a real talented player here as a freshman last year, Ben Matherin.
Yeah.
What did you think of his game?
I like Ben. Ben was roommates in Mexico City with a kid that came to Gonzaga, Umar Balo. So, I'd seen Ben a little bit, and he had a heck of a freshman year. So, I had a really good individual meeting with him today. I love him as a kid, and I want him and I to keep connecting and develop, kind of hit fast forward on the relationship thing, and I'm hopeful that we can work together and have great success.
What's the best piece of advice you've been given since you've accepted the job?
To be honest with you, I haven't had any time to slow down and heed advice. I'm just going off instincts right now. So, listen, I've had amazing mentors, and whether it's the administrators at Gonzaga, some of the coaches I've been around, Mark Few, John Stockton. I mean, I've had great people that set examples, and for me, it's not so much a piece of advice, it's just watching how they operate, and through osmosis, some of that's come to me, and so that's why I'm comfortable, walking in my own shoes and feel like I'm prepared for almost anything that comes my way.
I think you're going to be a pretty busy guy, but is there anything about Tucson that you're looking forward to as far as being a part of the community here? Any interests? I know biking is certainly big here. Do you have any outside interest in basketball? What makes you tick a little bit outside of basketball?
I love the outdoors. I love running. I love hiking, and I love different landscapes. So I've grown up with trees my whole life, so but I also see the beauty in the desert. So I'm just looking forward to living in a new place. I've lived in the Northwest almost all my life. I love to travel. I love experiencing new things. I love meeting people. So I'm just looking forward to doing that here. Yeah.
Have you had EGs?
I haven't had EGs yet. Honestly, I've probably hardly eaten since I've been here. I've been going so hard, but I look forward. I drove by EGs. I saw it. I've heard about it, and definitely it's fast food, right?
It's fast food, but it's also, there's I guess a slushy, half Slurpee type of drink. That's what it's known mostly for.
Okay.
And in July, there's a flavor of the month every month, okay? And in July it's watermelon. And everybody goes nuts for watermelon because at that time it's functional to cool you off as much as anything else.
Yeah, but
so it's not just, yes, you can get food, and I don't want to take away from that, but it's the half Slurpee, half slushy thing that people like. It's something
watermelon.
unique to Tusha. Watermelon in July.
Hey, sign me up.